Trojan family, what's going on? Welcome back to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB Network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyrud. Hope everyone is staying dry out there. It's going to be a wet few days here in Los Angeles, so hope everyone is enjoying. Hopefully today, President's Day, have a day off and can kind of just enjoy some cool temperatures and some wet weather. But things heating up in recruiting for USC, and this is an interesting one. I wanted to get on here and talk about this because it's kind of an interesting one to me in terms of his rank, in terms of position flex, and in terms of kind of how it can shape the class depending on what this young man ultimately decides. So USC a few days ago offered Charles Davis out of Westlake, and they immediately jumped to the top of his list. He is a local kid. He said that USC was his dream school growing up, and so the offer came in, and this puts USC basically at the front of his recruitment. Now, the interesting part, as I alluded to, is a position flex, position location, whatever you want to call it. He is listed by Rivals as a tight end. He is listed by 24/7 as a wide receiver. Now, his relationship and kind of recruitment is being spearheaded by Dennis Simmons. Obviously, Dennis Simmons and Chad Savage work hand in hand together, but we know Chad Savage is the tight end coach. Dennis Simmons is the outside wide receiver coach. So, is he being recruited as a receiver? Is he being recruited as a tight end? Is it kind of both? Size-wise, he could play either. I think, 6'5", 200 pounds. So I think he, would have to put on more weight to be a true tight end at the collegiate level, especially at the Big Ten level. Otherwise, you're not going to be a great inline blocker if you're kind of under that weight. So size-wise, he's probably more fitted for an outside receiver right now. But if he is able to put on more weight and whatnot, I think he could certainly play at that tight end spot within the Big Ten. So that will be the interesting part of how this kind of plays out in terms of where they see him. Now, the other aspect of this is, as I've said many times, I don't see USC taking more than 3 receivers. I think 4 receivers is the absolute max, but I see more as 3 as a sweet spot, right? They already have Eli Woodard committed. Quentin Hale, I just did a video last night. He's gotten a couple expert predictions trending like he will ultimately commit to USC, which is a huge get for the Trojans. That puts him at 2. I've said many times I love the prospect Eric McFarland down at IMG Academy. I like Osani Gale down at IMG Academy. To me, those would be the best kind of at that third commitment at the position. So where does this fit Charles Davis, who they just offered? You don't offer someone if you don't want them to commit to you, right? Or else you just would hold an offer and see how things play out and maybe do a late offer. So once you offer, that signals you want the kid on your roster. So do they see him as the potential third receiver, or would he be kind of the first tight end commit? Now, I did a video before about the kid up north, Rosario Edwards, as one of the top tight ends in the class and one that they've been pursuing. So where does that fit? So I think that'll be the interesting part. Right now, I'm talking speculation-wise. Also the interesting part, and this is why I say all the time, when you look at a kid's ranking, look at his offers. Because when you look at his ranking, fans would not be excited about this, right? Rivals has him as a 0 star. He is not ranked by Rivals. 24/7 Sports has him as a 3 star. Between like the 87 and 91st ranked, I guess, would be receiver for 24/7, since that's where they have him slotted as. However, you look at his offers, and that tells you a little bit more about how good of a player this kid is. Oregon, SMU, BYU, Georgia, Oklahoma, Miami, Nebraska, and many, many more. Minnesota. So these are top-end programs that have a history of good tight end play, if, again, that's what they view him as, which tells you a little bit more than what this recruiting service has him ranked as. So just interesting. Interesting to see it play out. He's visited Oregon recently, said the visit was fantastic, loved it. Visited Georgia. talks about how Georgia's obviously put out tight ends, which is why I see him more kind of as a tight end. The fact that he's mentioning that, the history of tight ends at Georgia. We know Brock Bowers just recently and others. So, again, if you're not excited by the stars, look at the offers, and it tells you something a little bit more about this kid and where the college football world views him. So Oregon, it seemed like, was at the top, followed by maybe Georgia and Oklahoma. But USC now, with the latest offer, skyrockets to that top spot for Charles Davis. And we'll see how this recruitment ultimately plays out. Obviously, get him in for a visit here soon. So keep you guys posted on that. It'll be an interesting one. Again, just interesting to see how they view him and what that or what effect that could have on the numbers in terms of positional commitments in the 27 class. So keep you posted on all that. Appreciate you, family. Hit that like and subscribe. I'll have plenty more for you on this rainy day here at the USC LAFB show. So make sure to stay tuned and stick around for just a second from our friends at Sleeper. But as always, family, what's up, Trojan family? Got to tell you about a quick update from our friends over at Sleeper. Remember, they're the #1 sports app and absolutely fantastic for fantasy and daily fantasy, but they've just added a fantastic new features, and they've launched team picks. So now you can choose winners of each game out there, whether it's NBA, MLB. I know football's over. It's coming back soon. Don't worry. NHL, all those. And you just pick the team winner of each of those games. So here in Los Angeles, Lakers, whoever they're playing next. Do you pick the Lakers? Do you pick their opponent? Dodgers season just around the corner. Are you picking the Dodgers or are you picking their opponent? It's that easy. It's that simple, and it's that much fun. So aside from fantasy, aside from the daily fantasy pick'em, now you can do the team picks that they just launched. So download the Sleeper app today, #1 sports app. Go and check it out and have a ton of fun, and make sure to keep it right here at USC LAFB.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.